Council has signed a resolution asking the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association to explore alternative revenue tools for municipalities. Ward 3 Councillor David Froh believes the current system needs to be updated, and he joins us now to tell us why. Good morning, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, good morning.
So let's talk about the current system first. What is it that makes this so inadequate?
Well, remember that cities don't exist in the Constitution. We only exist through provincial legislation. We've changed a lot since the Cities Act was introduced. In fact, Regina's growing at a record pace. Over the next 10 years, we'll add as many homes as equivalent to all of Moose Jaw's housing stock. So we've got to make sure that the roads and sidewalks and infrastructure grow with it. And the reality is we need some new tools in our toolbox, and some of those tools we used to have to put back to manage that growth. So we asked for basically a few quick things. One, we got to get PST off of construction, right? We don't want to put a tax on capital. It's bad for business and home affordability. But in our case, we'll pay between $7 and $10 million in PST. That means we can fix less roads and sidewalks. And we never used to pay PST until 2017. Remember, the feds don't charge us GST, so we got to fix that. Two, but a third of the property tax your viewers pay is an education tax. And remember, school boards don't adjust their mill rate anymore. That power was taken away from them. But if we are going to collect that tax, the province should compensate us for the time it takes us to do it. They used to give us a $2 million grant to do that. They don't anymore. Third and last, grants in lieu. So since the 1950s, Regina agreed not to have a power company, basically. Saskatoon does. It gives them a lot of revenue. We used to get $10 million a year for that agreement. We don't anymore. It's $22 million. Remember, for every mill rate increase, that equates to about $3 million. So that means that in this last budget cycle, a tough one, we could have had a budget increase roughly half of what we had, or more importantly, invest into the infrastructure that will support our growth. Calgary is a cautionary tale. Finally, property taxes. Just because we've paid property taxes forever and we're used to it doesn't make it right. It's a terrible system, actually. Property taxes are regressive. They don't recognize an individual's ability to pay. They're really unpredictable, so they're bad for businesses and residents because of assessment. And if you look across the United States and Europe, most cities only rely on a small portion of their revenue for property taxes. This is not about more tax. What we're saying to the provinces, together, slowly, let's start to study what other tools that we can use. Because here's the thing, the province doesn't change their PST or income tax rate every year. The revenue they get goes up or down based if the economy grows or consumption grows or retracts. Most years they keep taxes the same. Some years they cut it. Not so at the city level, where we go through this artificial political dance of raising property taxes because our rate stays the same, but our expenses goes up. So what we're saying is we need to find a better way to support growth. And I will just say, just finally, we got to rethink this. It's not about a grant or a handout. Regina has $18 billion a year in economic output, right? For every dollar we invest into urban infrastructure, we get $1.50 back in after-tax income. For every $100 million we invest in infrastructure, we get 1,000 jobs. 60% of the economic output in this province comes from our urban cities. Rural Saskatchewan is equally important. Our communities and economies are intertwined. We just need the tools to make sure we're supporting each other right.
All right. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Once again, that was David Froh, Ward 3 Regina City Councillor.